Hi, my name is Matt Oliveira. I'm on the web team at Mountainview CRC, and today we're going to take a look at some of the administration tasks where you can edit and create content on the website, including things like creating publications, editing pages, and adding blog posts to the website. So the first thing that you'll need is an account that has permission to edit content on the site. You'll get that from one of us on the web team, and once you have that, just visit the website at mountainviewcrc.org and click the login link at the top right. Enter your username and password. So now that we're logged in, you'll notice that there's a bunch of changes that just occurred. The first is that there's an administration toolbar at the top of the site here. It has a few links to common areas where you'll manage the site. So the first place that we'll take a look at is the My Workbench page. My Workbench is a landing page or dashboard, if you like, for content administrators that shows you a high-level view of content on the site. The first thing here is the My Edits lists, which is a listing of content that this account, your account, has edited recently on the website. Below that, there's All Recent Content, which is a brief list of all of the content, regardless of who edited it recently on the website. So content on the site is categorized by some different types. Some examples of the types of content on the site are basic page. So basic pages are static content, content that doesn't change a lot, content that has its own page and is generally an informational piece, such as about our piano, our organ, pages like that. There's also post content types, which are commonly used for events and announcements. Those will show up on the home page and are generally time relevant pieces. There's also web form, which is forms that are on the site to gather information from people. In this case, we're looking at the contact form, and it's used for people to send a quick email to staff in the office. There's also Surface, which you'll see more often. That's recorded audio that's from Sundays. So other parts of the My Workbench area is Create Content tab. So this is the place where you'll go if you need to create something new on the site. It has a list of each of the types of content that I already mentioned. It has some quick descriptions to tell you a little bit more about each type. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do publications, which you'll do on a weekly basis, of course. So you can get to the publication form by going through My Workbench, Create Content, Add Publication. There's also a quick link for Add Publication here in the toolbar. So the Create Publication form has a few simple fields to fill out. This checkbox here can be left alone. All it's saying is that we're going to let the system automatically generate a title for this publication, and it'll do that using the date that we enter and the type of publication that we enter. So for the date of the publication, you'll want to select the Sunday that's relevant for the publication that you're uploading. And generally you want to enter 10 a.m. So, but we'll notice by default here, the system's put in the date and time for the upcoming Sunday. So we'll just leave that alone. For the type, you'll choose one of the three typical ones, either church family, weekly bulletin, or weekly newsletter. These other types are available for sort of the odd case, and those publications are updated less frequently, but nonetheless you can upload those if you like. But for now we'll stick to weekly bulletin, so we'll choose weekly bulletin, and for the file we'll click choose file. You'll browse your desktop, find the PDF that you're looking for, click it, click open, and then click upload. So that'll take a little while, and then when it's finished uploading, it'll come back showing us a link to the PDF it just uploaded. We don't need to worry about this information for publication. It's fine by default. And then the final step, of course, would be to click save. I'm not going to do that right now because what happens when you click save is an email notification will go out to registered users of the site who have asked to receive an email notification when new publications are uploaded. So I believe in the old site it was a two-step process where you first uploaded the publication and then you clicked another button to push out a notification. Here the notification will happen automatically when you save a new publication. So that's it for creating a publication. It's a really easy process, and hopefully it won't be too obtrusive on a weekly basis for you. So now we'll take a look at blog posts. Pastor Sid's blog is another one of the pieces of content on the site that's updated on a regular basis. So we'll notice here on the home page in the activity listing, there are Pastor Sid's blog posts showing up here. We'll also click through to the blog page, which is the landing page for the blog. And you'll notice all of the blog posts listed here as well. So to add a new blog post, it's a similar process to publications. We'll go to My Workbench, and we'll click the Create Content tab. And then in the list here, we'll click Blog Post. So that brings us to the Create Blog Post page. We'll enter a title, which is typically, I believe, the date. So let's say Sunday, March 9th. There's an option for categories and images. Categories are just, something that can be used to categorize the blog post. It's not used in past blog posts yet, but you could consider categorizing blog posts for the future. That makes it possible for users that visit the website to, for example, click on a category that says Lent and see all of Pastor Sid's posts that are about Lent. So we'll skip that for now. There's also an option for an image, which is, you'll notice is a common theme with pages. If you ever go to create a page, you'll see an image field as well. And if we chose to upload that, that would show up at the top of the blog post. But again, we'll skip that because it's not something that has been used in the past, and I assume won't be used going forward either. But it's there if you want it. And then the body field. So this is a WYSIWYG editor, which it has similar functions. It'll have functions that are familiar to you if you've used something like Microsoft Word or any one of those Office type products. So this is where we enter the blog content. Maybe you would copy and paste from some content that you have. Here I'm just going to throw in some default content for us real quick. So I'll just show you some of the functions that you can use on the WYSIWYG. So like I said, it's just like Microsoft Word or any similar type of product where you highlight text that you want to take an action on, and I can then bold this, italic, underline, strike through, you get the idea. There's also a number of titling options. So say I wanted to make this a subtitle. I could click in the paragraph in this format dropdown and select heading 2 for a large bold subheading. I could also do things like enter some quotes. So for example, let's say we had a Bible quote that we wanted to highlight. We could do that. I'm just going to paste this here so that we can have something to turn into a block quote. So to turn this into a block quote, we just highlight it and then click this quotation mark. So that turns it into a nice block quote type style, and then we can, so that's sort of nice. It brings it out in the blog post, but yeah. So feel free to play around with some of the other formatting options. I'll leave that to you, but I imagine for the most part it'll just be plain text for these blog posts as it has in the past. So once you're finished editing your content, entering the blog content, we'll scroll down here, and then there's some options here that aren't really relevant for blog posts, so we'll just leave them as their defaults. So we'll just click Save. And that's it. So we have the new blog post posted. It shows up here. It shows by Mountainview Office. We want to change that so that it shows up as by Pastor Sid. So we'll go back in here. We'll use these tabs that show up above content to edit it. Click the Edit tab. So now we want to change that author so that it shows up as Pastor Sid. In these options down below, which I said weren't really relevant, well, it turns out they are. We'll click Authoring Information, and instead of the default here, which is our own username, we'll enter Pastor Sid. So I'll have to find out what Pastor Sid's username is. Just give me a moment. Here we are. Here we go. So Pastor Sid username is just PASTORSID. So now that's properly selected, we'll click Save. And hopefully, yes. So now we see that the author is correctly showing up as Pastor Sid Caparis. And that's important so that the name is clickable, and when you click on that name, you'll get all posts by Pastor Sid. And just in case in the future, if we have someone else that wants to post a regular blog, we have that ability. We want to make sure that the blog posts posted now are properly authored. So that's posting a blog post. It's really simple to do and easy. I may as well show you how to delete a blog post as well, since we don't want this to be shown on the website, since it's just gibberish. So I clicked the Edit tab from the front end, which shows me the editing form. If I scroll to the bottom, you'll notice there's a delete button. I just click that button. I get this confirm form asking me if I'm really sure that I want to delete it, and I click delete. And then I get a message here saying it's been deleted. So we've covered publications and blog posts. Just a final note about some of the different things you'll notice throughout the site as a content administrator when you're logged in. I mentioned the tabs that show up. So for example, let's click the About page. You'll see there's tabs here that you can use to jump to the editing form for this page. So similar to a blog post, you'll notice there's a title, there's an image, and there's a body field, which is a WYSIWYG that you can use to edit the content, change things, add new information, delete stuff, whatever you like. And then following the similar pattern, there's a save button at the bottom. Additionally, for pages, menus are relevant. So here we'll notice the About page is providing a menu link. There's a menu link title, and there's this parent item field, which we have selected as main menu. So what that means is that the About page will show up at the top level of the main menu. If we take a look back at the front site, you'll notice About is one of the top level pages. If we took a look at a second level page, such as Alpha Course, and then we edited that page, you'll notice under the menu section that the parent item is set to Ministries, which sets it up as a third level item. So going back to the front of the website, something else you'll notice is that in lists of content, so here on the front page we're looking at the activity list, there are these gear icons that show up as you hover over content. This is just meant as a simple way to give you access to the edit for that content. So let's say, for example, that we wanted to edit the content of this welcome message. We could just simply use the gear icon and click edit, as opposed to going through my Workbench and finding it and clicking edit. So that about covers everything, most of the common tasks that you'll have when managing the website. So just to summarize, we went over logging in, we went over the administration toolbar at the top that gives you links to common items you'll need. And then I showed you how to create new publications and blog posts, as well as editing content on the site, and using the tabs and gear icons on the front end of the site to easily jump to editing forms. So I hope that was informative, but if you do have any more questions, feel free to get in touch with me. Or if you have any more ideas for videos that you'd like to see to have on file for you to help you editing the site, just let me know. Yeah, enjoy the website. Thank you.